Hello viewers, welcome back to Decidedly Neapolitan. Alright, today we are going to do a little bit of cleanup of the base. We're also going to look at some of the bee stuff, just a tiny little dive. I am by no means a bee expert, although whoa, that guy is a little mad. Don't be mad, Enderman. So here's our house, and I don't really know how I feel about it. I've said it before, I'm no builder. I probably shouldn't mention it that often. I shouldn't use that as an excuse. What I could see us doing is using carpenter blocks to kind of set that in a little bit. Same for that, and same for that side and the other side. I think that would go a long way. As far as like what to add there, I don't know. Maybe if we could pop a window in there, I mean, that makes sense. And then the rest of it will be up to kind of changing the inside and how it looks. But I think anything towards making that look more like a legitimate building to me would help. Inside really doesn't matter, but somehow just making it a little cleaned up, I think, would go a long way. And we could probably seal that off once we're done with that. Inside here, I'm not sure what to do yet. What I do need to do is get some redstone lamps. There are definitely some better lamps that I want to use, but that is further down one of the tech paths, so we're not quite ready to do that. So redstone lamps, I think, would fit in excellent, and we're going to have half of these are going to be on no matter what, and the other half are only going to be on. Oh, hello. No, thank you. Half of them are only going to be on when there's something here and it has power. Well, actually, just whether it's there, whether it has power or not. So this is sitting here, but the comparator is actually able to read that there's a block there. So I don't know if this turns off when that's empty, but definitely when this is gone, this does break it. It just looks like it's not going to. That turns off. And these no longer have power. And I have to use a pipe cover there. Otherwise it kind of falls in there, and then you have to break this to get it, and it's just kind of messy. But these are my power plugs. Just because I've always liked this idea, the feeling of you go into a basement, and that's where your power is being generated, because it's a bunch of loud, noisy machines, and they're kind of dangerous, so you don't want just anybody walking around. And you have these power cubes. Quake 2 kind of had a sequence that was similar to this, where you're in a facility and you have to collect 3 power cubes, and by taking them away, pulling them out of their sockets, a bunch of their section of that map, a bunch of their machines shut down, the lights go off. It's kind of, excuse me, it's just, I don't know, I've always liked the idea. I wanted once to do it as a little village, but I think having it as my base is kind of cool. And I'm still really happy with this design that I came up with. So metal walls, I'm going to need to make more of those. Not sure what I want to do with the floor yet. Get some more glass, but eventually kind of make this all high-tech. I'm thinking of making this somehow look more wood and fancy, if I can pull it off to kind of tie in with that. Not sure what to do up there yet. But I want it to look like you've entered a building, and from the moment you enter this, you're in a facility. That's what I want it to feel like. I gotta move this. Haven't been harvesting those. And then back over here, we'll be back to technical. So maybe figuring out some kind of, either once you cross over here, you've entered the laboratory, the technical side, where everything is just like this, or that theme will carry on to here, but then a different theme, a third theme into here, because this is the forge, where things should look more metallic but less industrial. So we'll have to look at our block options to see what we can do. Our forge, or our smeltery, looks pretty awesome. but we've had this from the start. So, all right. So last episode we made this, and we can clear this and look at all my loot that I still have from our adventure that we just had last episode. Never cleaned that out. Now we got some pulsating propolis from the ender combs. So with this is going to be an important tool. This is going to let us see the details of our bees. For now, we're not really concerned with the details of our bees. For now, we just want to build them up. Oh my gosh, this looks so amazing. So I've since put these all in a line. These are bee houses rather than apiaries. I'd like to make many more apiaries. And we're also collecting seed oil. That's why I've been farming these. I've also been attempting to up the haste on my traveler's gloves as much as possible, so I could just come up here and break these by hand really quickly. It feels a little faster. I think I need to do a lot more work. But a side effect of having a bee sit here and do the work is that they have a chance to spawn in other flowers. So this place is just littered with all sorts of flowers, including these stupid things, which I'm going to take out. And it's going to give me wither for 13 flipping seconds. Because if you walk and touch those, they do the same thing, and we don't want that to happen. I don't know what that's doing there. But yeah, this place is looking really cool just because of that flower aspect. Ow. So one thing that I've been able to do, though, is to automate this. So in this apiary, this queen is almost done. So actually we can catch this on camera, I think. Let's put this down for now. Empty a bunch of stuff. This is perfect timing, and I did not intend for it. Okay, right there. It's actually sucking the items out and then putting them back in there. You don't need all these drones. Oh, she needed one. I thought it automatically consumed it, but you know, every machine works differently. So now we have a queen, and now she's going to go to making some honeycomb. Now this has been running automatically forever. Of course, it's only loaded when this area is loaded. But a lot of drones. So if we need to melt these drones down for something, I mean, we can do that. So that's good. So it's just an item duct. And we have two things on here. We have a servo, which is just set to take anything and everything that it can grab. But then we also have a filter here. And the filter says, we don't need that on there twice, a Meadows Princess or a Meadows Drone. The key here, the reason that I need to use this rather than Buildcraft, is that I can say ignore MBT, ignore metadata, because these have a lot of extra information, and all I want is I want it to do the bee. I don't care what the details of the bee are. In this case, in this early stage, I just want it to take the bee. So as an example here of what we can do, let's grab a meadows and a forest. Let's just real quickly look in here. And so what we're going to do is you got to put that there, and you need a honey drop. And because we have the honey drop, the machine, this tablet, uses that, and it gets us all the information about the bee. So they have two sets of traits. Because we've been breeding these bees with themselves, these should all be pretty much the same. Red is maybe, what would we consider that? I want to say like it's shorter, slowest, so they're kind of negative traits, but forest isn't necessarily a negative trait. But it's a forest species. It has the slowest production, a shorter lifespan. Pollination is slower. So not slowest, but slower. Flower type is flowers. Fertility, so we have a good chance to make 3 offspring. No kind of special effect. This is good, because sometimes those effects are bad. Sometimes I think those effects can be good, though. Like I said, I'm not a bee expert. And here we have shorter, slowest, slower, 2. Okay, territory average, effect none. So you can kind of compare them. These are pretty close to the same, except this is from the pristine stock. That's from the ignoble stock. Now, what does that mean? There's a whole family, there's a whole line of bees and what they are and the paths they can do and the type of stuff that they can make. And it gets pretty complicated after a while. For now, we're just keeping it simple. We're collecting extra drones, and we're collecting honeycombs and building up some items. I will look at tutorials before I do this, and then as I'm showing you all, I can be a little more well-versed. Dang it. There's gotta be a way to pick these without them hurting me. There's gotta be. Alright, well, I'm gonna cut away here. I'm gonna try to work on that entrance, and we'll see what I'm able to accomplish. Where was I putting these? Aha.